Hello everyone, we are getting started here. Best of 5 show match between BBoySlug and HoChunkFrank. I think we're going to start doing some show matches here on the channel, community organized of course, and we'll drop this banner now as we drop these things here as well. We've got our draft underway right now. So this is the map draft here for our games. It's going to be, we got our first bans through actually, Pigeon's View getting banned, as well as Frisian Marshes. BBoySlug is going to be picking Cliffside, so he wants that fast, aggressive map. And if I know anything about him, that's a map he's going to like a lot. We're waiting now on HoChunkFrank. He's going to pick Gorge. That's a personal favorite of mine. I know not a favorite of everyone in the community, but I'm looking forward to seeing what HoChunk has in mind for each of these maps. And so like I was saying, we're diving on in. I want to just give a little lowdown on what's happening. We're doing community show matches because I want an opportunity for players to play in this kind of tournament style at high to any level really, but you just have to organize it with me. We'll get these show matches underway. If we plan ahead, I should be able to do them. So here are our final picks here. BBoySlug is going to go with Cliffside and Lippany. HoChunkFrank goes with Gorge and Baldland. And we have bans for Pigeon's View, Prairie, Frisian Marshes, and Dry Arabia. The final pick, the tiebreaker, if we make it there, is going to be Rockies. The King of the Rockies map made after the Coastal Cliffs map from EGC. Specifically for King of the Rockies. Anyway, I met BBoySlug at King of the Rockies, and we've been chatting a little bit since. If you don't know, he was the buff guy holding the Twitch chat say Ilalu sign. So just a little background there and why this whole thing is happening. And we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the game here. I'm just opening a few things for myself, making sure I'm set up properly as these games are going to get started. Let me go take a look at our Discord. Here is the Civ draft coming through. I'm actually going to spectate this as well. Let's see, just a second, make sure it's up for you guys. Thank you for that link, B-Boy. We just got that. We'll get back over here. So here is our Civ draft. It is a best of 5, so they'll be able to pick from 6 Civs each, it looks like. We got our bans coming through now. There's a lot of picks here, but they're using the KPMM Civ draft, it looks like, which makes sense. It's up to date. It's got all of the Civs on there. And so our first bans coming through are going to be Sengoku Daimyo, Jushi's Legacy, and the Japanese. On the other side, Mongols, Malians, and Macedonian Dynasty. So already banning those 2 new Civs that are quite strong. No Tuglox bans coming through, which kind of tells you that neither of these players are really interested in playing that Civ, I think. But we'll see as we go on. So we have Ayubits and China coming through as our first picks as well. BBoySlug opting for Ayubits, Frank opting for China. Mongols has been banned because BBoySlug really mains Mongols, so this is a targeted ban from HoChunkFrank here. Gonna pick the Delhi Sultanate next and House of Lancaster. Rus has been banned. France has been banned as well. Now we've got Tuglox are coming through. So we got Delhi, Tuglox, B-Boy opting for the main and the variant here. So we're going to see some elephants probably today. We got Abbasid, England, and the Holy Roman Empire through for Frank, and the Order of the Dragon through for BBoySlug. Rus coming through as well. Okay, so these are the bans for the opposite. I was curious about that. Yeah, so that does make sense because I figured this was a targeted ban. And we've got Japan and French coming through at the end here. And these are some interesting Civ picks. You can see at the back end, players going for civs, they're a little bit easier to play or perhaps pick up if they don't play them as much, because we're looking at like a high diamond, maybe even low conk 1 match here as we dive in. So these are going to be our civ picks. We will see them pick through these as we go on, and we'll get on into the first match. MSN giving a little encouragement to the players. If you do want to see civ draft information, map draft information, the players are very graciously posting the screenshots into the Discord. So if you want to go take a look at that, join our Discord there. Thank you all who have joined us today as we get started here. It looks like the two of you are going to have a great time today. And that's just a little joke. Thank you for joining us. Now I'm just waiting for these guys to set up their game and we will observe. I'm looking forward to seeing what their first choices are, what our first map is from that map draft. Players are chatting as they get things set up here. And then there's us. We're just hanging out. And I tell you what, chat. I'm having a lovely weekend. I hope you are as well. I'm trying something new with the microphone. So let me know if it sounds okay. This is key. This is all test stuff for future show matches. And if you are interested in participating in the future, let me know ahead of time. I take this, it's casual. These are exhibition matches, but I still take it very seriously. So if you want to take part in a show match like this, anybody can do it. Just let me know. Give me a heads up. Thank you for confirming on the sound there, Galen. Because I'd love to set them up. I'd love to cast these games. The AoE4 community is very important to me. And watching our games and having an opportunity to play in like a tournament setting is a lot of fun. I highly recommend also signing up for like LEL and Rising Empires if you're into that kind of thing. But if you want a Sir Penguin catered cast for your best of 5, best of 3, whatever you want to do, let me know ahead of time. We'll set a time, we'll set a show matchup like this one. We're going to do one in December as well with a couple top 100 US players. Cisco and Clumsy Goldfish. I believe we're doing it on the 27th, December 27th, but I don't know for sure yet, 100%. That is just the standing date, and I don't want to announce anything properly until we have all of the details. But I just want you guys to know this is going to become a more regular thing on the Sir Penguin channel if it all works out, if it all goes okay. So that all being said, contact me. Let me know. You can contact me on Discord. I might even start a little business email so we can get these a little more official and set up properly. Anyhow, we're waiting for this game to set up. Let me take a look at the Discord. Match 1 is getting set up. They've got the... yeah, they're picking their civs for that first match. And we'll see, and I'll let you guys know. And we will get started. Enjoying my drinks. Gotta stay hydrated. Hopefully, I say hopefully. Everything's gonna... I'm really excited. I'm really excited for these matches. Is there a draft? Yes, Galen, we had a draft. The screenshots are on the Discord under show matches, a new Discord channel. You should be able to see it. I think it's public to everyone. And if it's not, please let me know. I also had them up here right at the beginning. So for those interested, if you're arriving late and you just want to see the live sort of updates, you can go ahead and check it out in the VOD. In fact, let's talk a little bit about some of these civ choices while we wait for the players to get started here. Let's get our Discord set up here. We got our screenshots. So we have our map choices here. I think these are pretty standard map choices. We got Lipany, Gorge, Cliffside. Baldland is an interesting one. I don't know the map that well, but BBoySlug opting for ladder maps, while Frank going a little more interesting. Gorge has been a ladder map, like a standard for a long time, but Baldland a little bit of a twist here. Looks like he wants a more open map with a lot of fighting out in the map, whereas B-Boy is opting for more aggressive maps. Although Lipany you can defend pretty well. I'm curious who B-Boy is looking to play on Lipany. Meanwhile, we do have our drafts here as well. Mongols was a targeted ban against B-Boy. Sengoku is just straight up banned here by B-Boy against Frank because Sengoku is very, very strong, and they're very strong against, frankly, a lot of these civs. So we're going to see a different approach here. We got Ayubids as the first choice for B-Boy. China as the first choice for Frank. So we're going to see a lot of relic snags, I think, from B-Boy. A very sort of Castle Age-oriented setup and standard. And that's a great question, Galen. Baldlands is kind of an open map. Oh, it looks like we might be getting started here. We are in game. Okay, we are in game. Let's go, everyone. This is very exciting. This is the first ever Sir Penguin Showmatch here on the stream, so very excited for that. Oops, they added me, so they're going. We're gonna pop into observer mode here. B-Boy's highest rank has been Conk 1, and I believe that might be the same for HoChunkFrank. And this I didn't know. HoChunkFrank playing on controller. So this is a high-level controller player. So any of you controller players out there who are like, I don't understand how this works. It works for some people. You can get up there. It seems like a lot of work. I would ask a good controller player if you're struggling. And we are in game. This game has started. We got those extra Lancaster sheep because starting on the bottom left here on the Rockies, we have HoChunkFrank playing as House of Lancaster in that blue. On the other side, in the orange, playing as my personal favorite, the Delhi Sultanate, is going to be BBoySlug. And you gotta appreciate a guy who mains Mongol coming in as Delhi. There's a lot of weird little similarities between these civs, but funnily enough, even though I mainly play Delhi, Mongols is my worst civ. So, but you can see the jump to Delhi from Mongols pretty clearly here, I think. I think we had a little bit of a mistake here on the opening. B-Boy forgets to get that 50 extra wood that you need as Delhi, so he's gonna take a little extra second to get the wood for the gold mine. That's gonna delay his feudal by probably 20-30 seconds, and that's enough that Delhi is going to be on a little bit of a back foot, especially this easy opening for the House of Lancaster. I mean, those lords are going to be coming out pretty quick, and that is going to be a problem for B-Boy. Just a little bit of just that little miss macro. It's so easy to forget a little step like that 50 wood. I'm not, not trying to give anyone a hard time or anything. It's just so easy to make this mistake with Delhi. And a reminder, we're playing at like a diamond level with these two with their off civs. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to kind of react from this, because that big mistake, one mistake causes many more delays later. And that's just something that B-Boy's going to have to worry about as this game goes on. Now, I do assume this is going to be an aggressive play here. This map is pretty small, given these cliffs that take up the most of the map. They're very, very nice looking cliffs, I will say. And I love the little Colorado River flowing through the Rocky Mountains. That's a nice little touch. It's a pretty map. It is a pretty map. But just to get into here, The spawns are kind of nice for some aggressive gameplay. Both of these players can harass each other's gold because we have forward gold spawns for both of them. Now these berries are nice for Deli. They won't have to worry as much about defending this, so B-Boy is going to have plenty of food, which is always a concern for the Deli in this instance. The Lords with the healing should be able to protect this gold mine pretty well, but Ghazi handled themselves very well against an early House of Lancaster. So, you know, we're going to have to see spears or a lot of Hobbelars here for HoChunkFrank. So far, my guess, it's going to be Lords and Spears into some Yeoman, but I can't guarantee that because Hobblar spam is fairly effective against Deli because they trade well against the Ghazi because you can make so many so fast. In fact, it's one civ that I think can actually sort of outproduce the cavalry of Deli if the player has a tighter build order for it. Oh, thank you for the reminder backpack. Let's do that really quick. That was very silly of me. Sorry, we're live. I sent it to a bunch of other Discords and I didn't send it to my own. First Lord is coming out now. We've got, unsurprisingly, the Dome of the Faith up here against the Abbey of Kings. These Lords are going, like I said, they're going to be effective against Deli. This is just a strong build in general. But the Dome of the Faith saves you a lot of resources. It saves you a lot of time. And like I said, we did have a little bit of delay on the age up for Deli, but this is not that bad. We have plenty of wood coming in. Units are going to be following this up in no time. And yeah, this is tight Deli. He pulled it together after the initial little mistake on the wood. This is a little too much on gold unless he's going for a fast castle, however. We got 4 on that gold. This is really interesting. So we're going to see a lot of scholars come out. And we can't really see this properly, but because this doesn't, the Dome face is a little bit glitched out. We're not seeing all of our techs come through either. We got our mill tech and things. Here we go. Our techs are coming through now. We've gathered up. We've caught up. We're back on the train. That first stable, the most important aspect of this build, is coming out. We're going to want a scholar inside of that stable as soon as possible. Our scholars are queued up. So BBoySlug, a little bit slow on the uptake here, but I don't think he's in a horrible position as long as he can get a few Ghazi out to shut down this first Lord of Lancaster. And I do see now B-Boy grabbing a little extra gold early with these 4 because he knows the Lord is on the way. And here's that Lord. He's going to do some good damage to these vills. Nice reaction time. Doesn't quite lose that villager, so that villager stays alive. First Ghazi on the way. Second one should be right behind it. And that Lord, so this is really important. The Ghazi get that extra damage versus heavy. It's only +2, but it's enough that it helps breach through the 2 armor of the Lord. And you can already see the effectiveness of the Ghazi against these Lords of Lancaster. And I think this was a little aggro here for HoChunkFrank. I think we went too early. It's better against the Deli to get a little mass up before you go for this fight, because now that's 1 wasted Lord of Lancaster. And he delayed the gold a little bit, but Deli's not too concerned about a little bit of a gold delay. And that's a nice cleanup here for B-Boy. That first Lord does go down. Here come the Ghazi. Meanwhile, and we'll just show you the macro splits here. HoChunk definitely going for an aggressive long feudal and a much heavier castle age looking Deli here for B-Boy. And this is what I was saying. Looking at B-Boy's draft, it feels like a castle age focus, like most of these civs. Delhi even, though not a particularly strong, not as strong in Castle Age as they used to be, let me say. Still fairly effective if you can get a good delay with a few of these Ghazi. And B-Boy is emphasizing that right now. 6 on gold, quite a few on the food. He's going very heavy into Scholar production. Very, very heavy into Scholar production. Archer's going to follow this up, but I don't know if he'll have enough units compared to HOL, who is fully on food and wood now at this point. There is a tower now on the gold to protect those Ghazi. And here comes those Ghazi now. They take out the scout. They don't want this... I was going to say they don't want this fight, though. The yeomen are out. The spear is out. They're quite low. And B-Boy is going to want to go home and heal this up. Yeah, he's gonna want to go home and clean that up. HoChunk on the move now. This is a nasty little army. They got that extra, was it plus 5%? Yeah, plus 5% HP from the Lord. And indeed, a couple of spears and yeomen as anticipated. We're not getting constant production of the Ghazi. We're gonna need those Ghazi and some micro. That being said, I do like the archers here. Archers are going to counter everything with that double archer production. You have to be so careful. The Lord gets on top of your archers. You have to kite. You have to move. And Delhi is required to do a lot more micro here than House of Lancaster is. Nice micro from B-Boy, however. He's going to be able to sneak through. He loses a Ghazi. Loses the scout as well, although at this point, the scout is not the emphasis for a player here. Player really trying to kill these enemy units. We need to focus down the spear. A little bit of a miss micro there, as that Ghazi takes a ton of damage. Is going to go down in one hit if he's struck here. A little bit of... Oh, and there, though, the Ghazi goes down, so just archers holding back. Archers now, but again, this is the thing I was talking about. We have that scholar production for the archers. So just producing archers here, a good choice for B-Boy. A lot of those units going down. And HoChunkFrank is forced back. Meanwhile, B-Boy gets an okay timing on the sacred sites. The sacred sites are through. The gold is through. But here's the thing, right? We were talking earlier. He's got a ton on gold. And we wanted to see these scholars come out with all this gold, but he's just 6 on gold as Delhi, where our unit production is not as high as it could be. Meanwhile, the unit production for HoChunkFrank is the focus here. We got 15 on food, 15 on wood, and the army on the way, trying to lock this down with the archers, but there aren't enough archers here. There's too many yeomen, especially with the Lord support. I like this approach here for HoChunk. He's going to take this sacred nice and early. B-Boy falls back, looking to pick off some spears so the Ghazi can clean up. And that's a nice pick off on the spears. The Ghazi in a good position. And this, we're going back and forth here, Delhi and the House of Lancaster. Now, I think HoChunk obviously is trying to secure one of these sacreds, and he pushed really hard here. This is where I want to see a little bit more micromanagement from the players. But they're doing their best to get units out. That's the most important thing right now, is their macro. Here's those Hobbelars we were talking about. They trade very well with the Ghazi. And then Ghazi Archer, they'll trade quite well. Nice cleanup here for HoChunk. HoChunk is looking to move out. This is a nice army that he's built. If you look at the army count, Delhi is behind in that army count because of this gold gathering. This gold gathering has been a big issue here for B-Boy. Those Ghazi trying to pick off a scout, holding on to that bottom sacred site. And everything I've said here, I will say B-Boy doing a very good job with his little micro, with taking care of these walls, getting secure to try to stop this. There's a lot of units. And they're going to go ahead and take this sacred site. I don't see how B-Boy shuts this down with the units that he has. HoChunk going to go ahead and cap this for sure. Once he remembers to move back onto that site. You're probably doing some macro back here at the base. Yeah. A lot going on back at home. Walls coming up, things like that. He does move up now with the Hobbelars. He's going to secure that. He doesn't want to... I would leave the army here because you really want to decap this. Here comes the army. This is not a fight B-Boy wants to take. He's gonna take it though. The archer's doing a good job of clearing the spears, but there are a lot of yeomen here now. Enough that I'd be concerned no matter what units you have on top here. That being said, it's a nice little cleanup from the Ghazi as the Ghazi get on top, but the spear reinforcements, the lords doing a good job here. And yeah, HoChunk, like I said, is going to take the better half of that engagement and is going to take this sacred. So that's one less sacred now for B-Boy, but B-Boy has the gold. He could get a little castle age in here if he wanted. And I think that's going to be the choice. Yeah, he's opting not to produce units, only producing scholars right now. It's going to be enough scholars to get those techs in castle age. But a lot of food getting spent, and his villagers on the move, actually. No more food under the TC. And this is a big thing for players who don't play a ton of Delhi. Food is really hard to secure for Delhi, and he has to move way out on the map now to these berries, to these deer, to get some food, and that's going to delay that castle age that he was looking at there. That's a nice gameplay here from HoChunkFrank. You know, say what you will about the House of Lancaster, but defeating Delhi in the feudal age takes a lot of work. It takes good macro, and it's working very well here for HoChunk. If B-Boy's a little bit unlucky here, his deer will get spotted. And I'm sure this has been already scouted by HoChunk, so he can see that the deer are getting grabbed if he looks into the fog of war. If I were him, if I could see this, assuming I can see this, drop one unit here on the sacred site and push the vills with the rest. But he does not see it. All right, so he's going to pull back, defend the gold, which, interesting point, he's towering the gold out here a little early, I would say. I would want my army there if I was trying to secure a position like that. And B-Boy taking some of that knowledge from playing primarily Mongol, as I understand it, to take an opportunity to raid where the army isn't. Try to get a little bit of damage while he builds up on the back of this. And this distraction saves the food here on the right side. So this is a beautiful counterattack. Really like this counterattack from B-Boy to buy himself some time. Is it going to do a lot of damage? Probably not. Let's be honest. It probably won't do a lot of damage. But it sure as heck distracted this army and bought him some time to grab these scholars, secure the food, secure maybe some sacreds. And we've secured the sacred on the top, and we're looking to secure the sacred on the bottom now as well. Why is food hard to secure? That's a great question, Miathras. As we get into this show match thing, Delhi needs a lot of food. That's the problem. So you have these stables. You're producing Ghazi, which cost 110 food a pop. And Ghazi are your best unit in feudal. They're the unit that make Delhi so strong in feudal. The problem is, you also need a lot of wood to produce a Delhi army. You need a lot of wood to get all their production buildings up. Farm transitions are something you want to do very, very late as Delhi, not something you want to dive into. Now, this is an okay time to start our farm transition. B-Boy doing a smart farm transition here with this. But before that moment, you have to rely on natural resources. And on a map like this, they're all out in the middle of the map. That being said, like I said before, B-Boy has been doing a good job of securing resources. But he's lost a lot of engagements, and House of Lancaster can take the map here. HoChunkFrank now pushing back, going to make sure that this sacred is not taken, so no win conditions starting here for B-Boy. And there's one thing I think is really important for people to know about the UI for Delhi. It says 46 units here for B-Boy. this is very misleading because 14 of those units are scholars. The scholars are counted as a military unit on the overlay. So he's actually probably down 20 units right now as he takes this fight. And he's kiting now with the archers, trying to take out the spearmen, because to be fair, while his army's a lot smaller, if he can take out the spearmen, Ghazi can handle those yeomen pretty well. He's a little short on Ghazi, however, and this is a very strong position now for HoChunkFrank. Trying to build a wall here. He's gonna spot the villagers on the deer. Let's see if he notices that on the map. He does. Here he comes. B-Boy, I think he notices this. He's gonna go again for a counterattack because he knows he needs to distract this army to buy his villagers some time to get this tower up. We've got the white tower, that Castle Age coming through for HoChunk. So HoChunk taking advantage of this military lead, this center map lead, to build the white tower here in the middle of the map. Only one villager on it for now. More villagers on the way. They are going to fight for this. B-Boy trying to interrupt this. There's so many yeomen here, though. I don't think he wants that. He needs to pull back. Yeah, he does not want this. Excellent push out from HoChunk. He's trying to trap those Ghazi, and he does. The Ghazi go down. There are not enough Delhi archers here to fight this yeoman ball. Yeah, and B-Boy's gonna lose his entire army here. At least the one in the front that takes this engagement. White Tower is gonna go up on the sacred site, so HoChunkFrank doesn't have to worry about this sacred site for a while. These scholars are gonna go down as well, and yeah, B-Boy calls it. GG, well played. We will add the score now. Good, thank you for the reminder there, MSN, as well. I don't have a score marker for the chat, but I will add one to the overlay here. Score. That is not accurate. Properties. It is 1-0. HoChunkFrank with the lead. I'll just show you a couple of these little stats here so you can see what happened here. This really came down to the Lords early on. There was that delay in Delhi's opening, and that hurt B-Boy pretty bad with the early fights. Honestly, that 30 seconds that were lost with that tree early on and the not being able to build the mining camp hurt B-Boy quite a bit early. And then we saw a little bit of an over macro on the gold, and that really hurt the Delhi player in this game. And we'll go on to our next game. Let's that is not centered at all. Oh, that was centered. Wow. I don't believe it. Fair enough. Thank you all for joining us. We just finished game 1 of this best of 5. HoChunkFrank takes it with the House of Lancaster. And they'll set up that next game. We'll wait for the observer. What's going on, Farm Man? How are you doing? We're doing some show matches here now on the channel. Welcome on in. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Just a casual show match, community show match between a couple of I've been kind of saying this, like high diamond, low conk maybe when they're on their A game with their best civs. How you all doing? Thank you all for joining us. BB indeed. And we're getting on into the next match. I think there should be a 2-minute delay on it, so we'll just chill out. But we have Abbasid versus the Ayubids, and this is a very interesting matchup. I like this one a lot. Why do I like this one? I'll tell you what. There's a lot of different ways to play Abbasid Ayubid. But ultimately, Abbasid is in a bit of a hurry to stop Ayubids from getting all the relics. It's a pretty, yeah, like Miathras said, Ayubids struggle a little bit against Abbasid. Abbasid is actually a great counter pick for Ayubids because you get that 2TC, or you go for some early military wing destruction here. And you can outproduce Ayubids pretty intensely early on. What's too wide? Early defenses. Ayubids have a hard time holding that Abbasid aggression. That all being said, oh yeah, exactly. The Abbasids take the map, make it very difficult for the Ayubids indeed to get those relics the way that they want, because you want that Castle Age, you want your Lancers, you want your most powerful units. Thing is, Abbasid doesn't mind hanging out in Feudal. Abbasid doesn't mind chilling out in Feudal for 15-20 minutes and making spears. And they're going to have a good time against a lot of the Ayubids' early units. Especially, one thing I do love about Abbasid in this matchup, if you go military wing and you get that, if you get the the boot camp, there you go. If you get boot camp as Abbasids, your army really trades very, very well against the early expensive Ayubids units if they want to make Desert Raiders. So Ayubids are kind of forced to make archers, and Abbasid is happy to have that engagement. Abbasid very happy to have that engagement. And we'll go on into caster mode as we are on, once again, I think this was Lipany. I need to double check. Sorry about that. Yeah, we are on Lipany on the Gobi Desert. We have on the right side in the blue, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty, HoChunkFrank. And we got standard Abbasid things. And on the other side, the Ayubids. In the orange, we have BBoySlug. So we're going to see two House of Wisdoms up here. It kind of feels like a mirror at the beginning. And an interesting layout early on. I'm not going to sit here and judge these players for not putting their House of Wisdom near their gold. But I would prefer it right here. I do like that it's in the back, behind the berries, behind things. Because this is your only landmark, right? You have two landmarks. It's nice to keep it protected by your TC, things like that. But I usually prefer it on the side of the gold because it connects your gold mine and makes it a little bit easier to get that first golden age. Both players are going to be looking at that golden age. I assume the Abbasid player is going to drop his House of Wisdom right here. Usually that second villager, but probably the third here. Oh, there it is. It's on the side of the berries. Interesting. Well, this is news to me. I'll show you the splits early here. Now, generally, what you see for both of these civs, honestly, they share an opening. You go about 7 on food, and that's what's happened here, except this villager is building the House of Wisdom, and then 4 on the gold. It's a great opening for Abbasid. It's a little bit different here. B-Boy opting for more food, not going for the gold earlier. And I wonder if this was in response to the fact that Abbasid can come out with that military wing. So he went too early to the gold to grab that age up, and then also just get gold faster earlier. Not sure exactly. This is a little bit different than I'm used to, but this is very standard over here on the blue side. On HoChunk's side. Now we do want to move that next villager. We see them going to gold. They should have gone to the sheep because it would have made our age up 10 seconds earlier, but it's not too big of a deal. Eco Wing is going to be the choice here for House for HoChunkFrank. And we have the Cultureling Logistics on the other side. We'll see how this goes. I kind of like this for BBoySlug because you can put on pressure with some Desert Raiders or some Horsemen and have the Dervishes heal them while your opponent is busy macroing, busy trying to get that second TC out. Now, if this is a well-timed second TC, as we might expect from an Abbasid, the TC should go up before a Desert Raider supported by Dervishes can really do much. So this might be, for B-Boy, more of a fast castle, using those Dervishes to secure relics as quickly as possible on the age up. But there's a lot of wood coming in. So we could see some early production. We could see some harassment here from the Ayubids player. A lot of stone now coming in for HoChunk. Just enough gold. We're at that 150. Nicely done. Drops off right when he needs to. So we're going to see Fertile Crescent. We're going to see fresh foodstuffs. And then we're going to see production. So we'll see if that pans out well here for HoChunk in reaction to what's coming out here for BBoySlug. Now, one thing I want to point out here, both spawns are pretty okay for these players. These berries are going to be annihilated by Ayubids. And on the other side, the gold and the stone is in the back, so it would be difficult to harass any of this. Castle Age is very, very accessible for HoChunkFrank, but the gold and the stone are in the back here for the Ayubids player as well. I don't really see a huge distinct advantage on this Lipany spawn here. These wood lines are pretty nice. You can wall off if you need to, but it's a little bit bigger for Abbasid. Maybe closing this would be nice. Closing this side here could be nice as well. That way you secure your food back here. On the other side, there's some nice food in the back. You could secure it with a wall here. But the wall here just secures gold forever. And a little bit of food as well. You got two big gold, well, two normal golds here in the back. Food will be a little bit harder to secure for B-Boy here. Most of the food spawns are a little more on the front. And HoChunkFrank is a really, really nice food spawn with the deer and the berries behind the base here. Again, easy to wall off, going through this stone perhaps. And this food up here, a little bit harder to secure. And at this point, it's like one of these things with this matchup. We're gonna do some watching. We're gonna do just a wee bit of watching, just a wee little bit of watching. First TC is going to come up here. I'm so sorry. I should have paused between games. Give me a moment. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We'll do it in a second. I had to do something, but it will have to wait a moment. So that second TC is coming up. We are 2 TC, 1 on the wood line, 1 on the gold here. So this is gonna guard both the gold and the wood line. I like this spot. Usually I'd like to press it up against the wood line. It's a little easier to protect against raids and things like that, but it's not like a big deal. Important thing is this is covering both the gold and the wood currently. Now we're moving out for the food way out here. It's triple TC. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's a full-on triple TC. We overgathered stone significantly. So B-Boy could just double down or just go Castle Age. And it looks like he's opting for the Castle Age here. A little bit widespread on the gathering. Like, we have a lot of wood and gold coming in, and that's going to delay the food by quite a bit. So we have enough gold for the age up, but we do not have enough food because we have a lot of villagers on wood, but we're not producing units. And I'm getting a little bit worried here for B-Boy as 3 TCs come up for HoChunkFrank without any harassment. Now, there's a little bit of harassment here, for sure, to be sure. But archery range will counter that nice and quickly. as HoChunk is going to drop that. This delays Abbasid a lot, this third TC, but because we don't have a lot of production now from Ayubids, I'm a little bit worried about Ayubids here. A little bit distracted. Okay, there we go. Give me 2 seconds.
Sorry.
So sorry about that, chat. Thank you for your patience. We're back in here. That archery range is coming up there for Abbasid. And that's a nice counter. People often forget archers handle these desert raiders really well. Another thing that handles them quite well are just normal horsemen. And since we have 3 TC, I would not be surprised if we see HoChunk drop a stable after this, because horsemen get an anti-ranged unit, light ranged unit bonus. And this is a light ranged unit, despite its 5 armor, 5 melee armor. Those horsemen handle them pretty well. And of course the archers handle them because they have no pierce armor whatsoever. And it's just gonna be double archery range. We do have a stable out. We should see some horsemen for B-Boy, but no horsemen yet, despite the double archery range. That villager roaming a little too far. We are on 3 TC. 1 villager is a bit of an acceptable loss. But, I mean, that's all relative, right? What is acceptable? That villager goes down. Nice pick off here from B-Boy. He does get the damage that he wants there. And his Castle Age is coming through. Castle Age could be devastating. This 3 TC Abbasid making units can get absolutely decimated if the Camel Lancers come out in a timely manner. And that's what I was worried about. This 3 TC delays Abbasid a lot. Yes, it gives you a huge villager lead. Don't get me wrong. And Abbasid can be comfortable making spears and archers for a long time against Ayubids. But these heavy units are scary. It is going to be the Camel Lancer indeed. We got triple stable coming up. The growth wing coming through. So 7 villagers going to make up that difference. Well, some of the difference caused by that 3 TC alongside the relics, which we are going to see the dervishes already going out for. Got to be careful of these archers, of course. But we are moving towards the relics already. I like how B-Boy is approaching this gameplay, especially seeing the 3 TC. You gotta get something going for you, tech or military-wise, and he's gonna opt for the tech option. Picks off another villager. I like these little pickoffs. It's delaying HoChunkFrank a lot. Just these nice little raids here. Now that's a nice TC fire on those desert raiders. BBoySlug's not done yet. And he sees the archers, he says, all right, I am done. I am done. Give me a break. There's a ton of sheep here. HoChunk actually did really well on sheep as well, by the way, so food won't be too much of a problem as this game goes on here. These archers looking to pick off those camel riders, those camel raiders. If you want to be specific, the desert raiders. And they're just riding around trying to get some damage on in here. Relic's immediately going to get picked up here. B-Boy has the Castle Age through. At least they should be picked up. A little bit of a delay as we start to produce our Lancers. We got a few things we got to worry about first, chat. It looks like we got our upgrades for our Desert Raiders coming through. We have the Camel Lancers coming through, and our Mosque. There's a lot to think about. But now those relics are coming back, and BBoySlug in a pretty good position. Like I said, I don't think Abbasid's like super far ahead here yet. They will be the longer this goes. But yeah, B-Boy making, I think, a fairly okay choice when it comes to trying to counter this intense Abbasid flood that is on the way. And HoChunk not too far away from Castle Age himself. It will take, like, what, 2 minutes? A minute and a half to get this? Yeah, a minute 45. B-Boy just sort of running around this army, maybe trying to pick off some villagers. Yeah, going for that wood line. But now he's stuck. Rocking a hard place. Gotta be careful of that TC. Nice job. He comes in, tries to harass the villagers. Maybe he forces a little micro out of the opponent, and maybe doesn't lose too much. He needs to slip away here. And he gives up these units. Okay, he hands away one Desert Lancer, but he is going to run the rest of the way now. Here are the Camel Lancers, however. Camel Lancers on the food on the top side. This is going to be bad for HoChunkFrank. We need to see for B-Boy. Yeah, I was going to say wedge rivets and should be coming through very soon because this is going to make this possible. All of these Camel Lancer raids with the extra arrow armor. They're going to do a lot of damage to these villagers, and he's going to try to even out the villager count with some small raids here. Maybe a little bit of an overcommitment from these Lancers, however. There's a lot of archers, and he's going to lose both. Meanwhile, however, raids on the bottom side as well. Camel Lancers, Desert Raiders, and Horsemen trying to sneak in. There's a lot of archers and spears here for HoChunkFrank, but HoChunkFrank not going to be able to look at the Castle Age, realizing he's going to need units to stop these Lancers. And this is something that you've seen many a time for Abbasid against the Ayyubids. Getting some towers, give those villagers a place to call home with all of these heavy units ranging around the base. And I love these little clicks here from BBoySlug. Just 1-2 units in an area, and every villager that HoChunk bleeds is going to make this 3TC a little bit less worth it. Comes that combat there. That villager almost going down. Those villagers quite low as that Desert Raider doesn't quite have the damage a Lancer may have. We have Camel Archers coming out to deal with the heavy units from HoChunk. And those heavy units are coming across the map. The army count looks devastatingly in HoChunk's favor. A lot of spears, a lot of archers. I like this defense for Abbasid. It works well. I often do this in twos, a long feudal to defend that early Castle Age you see out of some of these civs. So B-Boy just has to be careful because, that all being said, the longer this Castle Age lasts, the better it goes for him. So he wants to keep his army alive. He wants to avoid giving things away like this. He's going to give away a couple of villagers on this tower in the middle. And he's going to have to consider something. Maybe some sort of change here. We have markets to trade for all this gold that's coming through. We do have all 5 relics. So these 5 relics are making up a little bit of the difference between HoChunk and B-Boy here. But B-Boy needs a unit option that's going to take care of these units. And it looks like he's opting for Mangonels. Siege Workshop coming up. Triple Siege Workshop. The first Mangonel is out. And again, to be specific, we're talking the Manjanique here. With that alternate incendiary spread fire, which is very good against the 3TC Abbasid. Very good against the 3TC Abbasid. He's got to get some wins in here, though, because this army is big enough that HoChunk can start looking at Castle Age. And he's doing that farm transition to secure the food for that Castle Age. Meanwhile, a lot of barracks is here on the back, so he's going to opt very heavily for the spears. Camel Lancers are still being produced. We have the Mangonels as well. The Manjanique is going to be coming through. On top of the Manjanique, we should see... I kind of wanted to see, like, Gulams to face a lot of these infantry units, because the Camel Lancers will go down to spears. But the men... And they're cheaper. They're easier to produce. That way you can support these Manjaniques by standing on top of them. Instead of, you know, your cavalry getting beat up by those spear units. This little raiding group has been so effective, these little raiding groups, but this is going to get cut off. HoChunk just using the stealth forest to sneak up on these Lancers, and they're not going to make it alive. They will not get out of there alive. Nice cleanup there from the Abbasid player. Looking at this top TC, this is probably the most exposed part of HoChunk's base. So I like this. We're trying to get in some damage. We're trying to move in there. A keep goes up on that middle sacred. It's going to make it. We're going to lose a few vills, but it's definitely going to come up. And a feudal army doesn't... Yeah, they don't want that. They're going to pull back. Military wing, Castle Age finally coming through now for HoChunk. It's that long Abbasid feudal that you love to see. Tons of units here to protect the base. And B-Boy kind of at the drawing board here, trying to figure out how he wants to approach this. Now, I like the keep. This keep allows him to have a staging operation, like a little staging ground for all of these Manjaniques. This is ridiculous. 5 Manjaniques out for B-Boy. More Springalds on the way. And the Springalds are for the spears, but we don't really have a lot of... we don't have any heavy infantry out yet. Now they do bonus versus melee infantry, so they should clear the spears pretty well. But the Manjaniques will do the same thing because they'll just do a ton of damage to light units in general. Not to mention the extra damage against these archers and camel archers. And he wants this. I don't mind this at all with the siege. Very doable. Yeah, no, HoChunkFrank has to be very careful. Maybe he has a 50 villager lead, but he cannot give this away too easily. He hits Castle Age, and we want to see those heavy units coming through. We have a ton of Lancers in queue, and Gulams to boot. So the heavy units are coming out. They will be able to counter these Mangonels, but we don't want to lose too much in the process. We've got to be very careful with this army. And there's that widespread, the fire shot coming through, the incendiary shot. He can kill buildings with this. He can shred a lot. Just got to be very careful of those Lancers that are on the way. He doesn't know about that just yet. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's disgusting. That's the scary thing though. Here come those Castle Age units. HoChunk with a very nice little timing to counter this all out. He's gonna lose some of these Manjaniques here. Gotta target, I was gonna say, gotta target the units in the back. We're gonna lose Manjaniques. We just have to target these units. Repairs from the Vills, maybe? No repairs coming through. That was a very good fight. HoChunk in Castle Age with a huge army lead now. Very well played on the defense with that 3TC. Very greedy, very aggressive gameplay against the Ayyubids. And now I want to try a 3TC against Ayyubids myself. It's been a while. Now let's see. What does BBoySlug do to come back here? He has the Sacred Sites. So he's got a win condition. But assuming HoChunk does something about this, it won't be a win condition for long. That all being said, there are more keeps coming up for the defensive side. B-Boy has a lot of gold. He can trade because he's got those 5 relics. I'll just to show you the income, 5 relics worth, we got basically 400 gold coming in per minute. Surely enough, Abbasid is going to come through, burn that keep down. They've got their armored front line here. They don't care. They don't care. They're going to burn the keep down, and they're going to walk into B-Boy's base after this. That's going to cancel that Sacred Site, surely enough. And behind this, not only are we maxed out for HoChunk here, but we're looking at an Imperial Age as well. This is a very nicely played Abbasid here from HoChunk. HoChunk really nailed the 3TC Abbasid with this defense. So where are we at here? We're a little bit at a position where HoChunk can just kind of put this away. But he seems to be just opting for Imperial Age instead. He's got everything. He literally, you know, when you've got such a strong eco, you got 3 TCs, you're building keeps on the forward golds, you can just get everything. And that's what he's gotten. Looking at his techs, looking at this army, he just has a little bit of everything here. And as long as he beats up on B-Boy, like keeps these armies clear, he's won this match. Yeah, before the Imperial Age even hits, B-Boy calls it quits. That's GG on game 2. HoChunk 2-0 so far. Yeah, why isn't that centered? Whoops. There we go. Just a brutal Abbasid 3TC. If you don't counter that 3TC, I don't know what you do. And that hurt B-Boy really bad in that game. B-Boy does get a lot of kills with those Manjaniques. They shred those feudal units. But HoChunk timed his castle well, to the point that as soon as the Manjaniques came in, it was all armored units, and that was game over. HoChunk with a beautiful defense. So I said what I said, but like quality-wise, like HoChunk's defense really made that happen. It's hard to defend 3TC. And B-Boy had a ton of gold. He was using that gold to sort of bankroll his army, but look at that food difference. The food difference was huge here, and that just let HoChunk just keep producing a swarm of an army. GG's on that next game. So this is a best of 5. So it is game point now for HoChunk. Let's see if B-Boy can pull this back a little bit with some of these other Civ options in the series. I just want to remind everyone, if you are interested in doing show matches here on the Sir Penguin channel, let me know. Contact me ahead of time and we can set something up. Like I said, this is something I take fairly seriously, regardless of how casual or community-based these show matches are. So let me know ahead of time. We'll set it up. As of right now, there's zero money involved. There's nothing I could do about that. We're just having fun. We're just here having fun, playing some fun tournament style matches. It looks like we're getting into game here. Yeah, absolutely, Jigsaw. Message me on Discord, okay? And we're getting into that next match. Coming up, we've got China versus the Order of the Dragon. And you can already tell from the choices so far, HoChunk likes these macro civs. He likes these civs that just let him make a ton of trash. HoChunk's a man after my own heart, basically. He's making a ton of trash. He's making a big macro, big eco to go against B-Boy's more Castle Age-centric play style. And that's really been hurting B-Boy so far in these games. So I want to see, what I want to see from B-Boy, I want to see him switch it up. I want to see him try to hit HoChunk with something a little bit different, because his gameplay has let HoChunk just kind of boom and go. But if B-Boy hits with a really nice feudal timing, or you get something nasty out, maybe even a little bit of cheese, just to try to shake things up, I think he could pull this back a little bit. Here's the dealio, though. China doesn't mind facing cheese. They've got gun slits instead of arrow slits. Those gun slits really tear through things like the Order of the Dragon Men-at-Arms. Yeah. My spouse is an amazing painter, by the way, and I'm just admiring. It's very classical inspired piece right there, neoclassical. It's beautiful. All right, here we go. On the bottom left side, playing as China, we have HoChunkFrank. So HoChunk already with that mill up. We've got... I forgot, people have been skipping that opening Imperial Official. I was a little confused for a second. So we're just going to load up on gold on this mill. On the other side, B-Boy playing with Order of the Dragon in the yellow. We're on Gorge. And, ooh, okay. So both players opting for the bottom route, meaning there's plenty of sheep here on the top route. We haven't talked too much about the sheep patterns this series, and that's largely because I've been wanting to address the matchup. But that's really important on this map, because if you can cut somebody off on an entire side on this map, you can get a lot of extra sheep. For my extra sheep fans out there, that is always a reference. Anyway, we're going to snag some of the sheep as well. B-Boy keeping a good eye over here. Any changes from the orange? The orange is bad luck. We're playing in the yellow for this game. You got to play in the yellow to match the Order of the Dragon. Meanwhile, HoChunk not only cuts off this back corner, he's cutting back home. So what B-Boy has to do, if he gets blocked here, is he's got to come back this way, so that they're going to just trade corners. But HoChunk actually already going back this way. I think he spots the scout here on the edge of the TC, maybe. And yeah, he's already cutting back this way. Next time I do one of these, I'll probably get a little co-caster for if somebody wants to participate, because it's hard to cast a best of 5. KP does it, and I don't know, man. He's got a different voice or something. Like, he's able to just keep it going. And I say that I'm right now, but I couldn't imagine doing like a ton of these back to back without a little support. We got 11 sheep now for HoChunk. Just 6 for B-Boy. And that was a very nice pattern for HoChunk. So HoChunk cuts here, cuts off B-Boy, and takes this side of the map. Misses this one, unfortunately. Cuts back to this side and takes most of the sheep on this corner. And B-Boy, on his way home, realizes too late that he has lost a big chunk of sheep. So 12 sheep coming through. HoChunk really has had the better sheep hauls in this series so far. And it's going to be 13 on the scout now. That'd be awesome, Galen. That'd be awesome. Jigsaw, I saw your message, by the way. Go ahead and message me about that in Discord, and we can get something set up for you and Scotty. Scout, going now across to look at yellow. We've got the Minework Palace coming up. Only one villager. So it's a nice, slow cruise up. What does this mean for B-Boy? It kind of looks like it is going to be some early aggression of some kind. Just enough wood for the production building, but also gathering a ton of food and gold to afford it. So my guess is going to be Men-at-Arms. My guess is Men-at-Arms spam early on here for B-Boy, and I don't hate that. I think that's a great choice. Regardless, again, that TC does do a lot of damage, but if he can keep HoChunk off of this gold, China loses a lot of its advantages. And Zhuge-Nu are not going to be as effective against these Men-at-Arms as other units might be. So no Song Dynasty. It's just going to have to be horsemen and archers and things like that, or a Castle Age. But it looks like feudal, once again, HoChunk loving these long feudal ages. Like I said, a man after my own heart with his gameplay style here. And it is the archery range coming up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Found a better place to... No, stable instead. Stable instead. Maybe this will be a Castle Age. 10 on food. Only 2 on the gold. I'd like... You know, I think maybe if you're going to go castle here, you need a little bit more on the gold. Stable, archery range. So this is kind of like that Anatand opener. And I liken it to the pros because I think that's fun for everybody. Like, there's a certain way that people play. And this feels like that Anatand opener. You're going to go horseman, archer, not the Zhuge-Nu, and you'll be able to do some damage with a really sick little timing push. Oh yeah, double archery range. He's going all in. Jap, he's all in. Or the dragon here. We've got a barracks and a mine work. It is spears because we've seen that stable. Did we see the archery ranges? Because these spears are going to get torn up. It is definitely just a castle, though. So, yeah, no, spears are fine. We're just going to protect the gold. Go fast castle once again here for B-Boy. Now, because HoChunk has dedicated so intensely to this feudal timing, I'm a little bit worried that this Order of the Dragon fast castle will actually be much more effective than previous builds have been for B-Boy here. Those Order Knights, which we will have the eco for, are going to devastate a horse archer army. They are so strong. And that's what I think, that's what I believe we're going to see B-Boy go here. Now, we do have pro scouts here for HoChunk because we got these close deer. We're going to lose maybe 30 food off of them with the new deterioration mechanic. Oh, I can actually click and see. 40. We lose 45 food on them. On the other hand, B-Boy has opted to go out on the map for the deer on this side. The spear is going to be covering that, so Horseman will have a problem harassing this, but the archer is a little bit concerning if HoChunk scouts this, but HoChunk not really worrying about this. Like, he doesn't really care. We've got the Burgrave on the way out on the back of this. This saves you a lot of resources for Order the Dragon. So classic Mineworks Burgrave fast castle for OOTD. Miathras, you know, if you do come on and cast sometime, I think it would be kind of fun to do like you could ask questions about the game while we're watching, which would give me a little guiding point if you ever wanted to do something like that. Just with the knowledge that it is that kind of a stream, like that would have to be something we'd arrange. But I'd like that. I think that'd be fun. Now we're just kind of at this chill, fast castle stage. HoChunk is making units, but I think he realized pretty quickly here that B-Boy's not coming for him. So he puts 5 on the gold, and including the gold income from the Imperial official should let us get a pretty fast castle in reaction to this. So B-Boy gets the castle age. That monastery should come down pretty quick here, and we should see some prelates going out for the relics. Because that's what's going to give Order the Dragon that extra oomph that they want. And it is going to be the men-at-arms. They're coming out from the Burgrave for quite a discount. In fact, the men-at-arms from the Burgrave are almost the same price as like an Earl's Guard. They get their upgrade. And this is, okay, like I said, this is going to be tough for HoChunk to hold. He is getting Castle Age, though. Very nice reaction to this. That sort of realization. Has a ton of food under the base, under the TC. A little bit of idle time, man. He's waiting for the age up to come through. There it is. Imperial Palace. Yeah, so the way it works for OOTD, instead of faster time, which would make them way too strong, they just give them a discount, which is still really good. But they don't come out fast the way they do for HRE. They just come out cheaper. Maybe a little bit faster. Let's actually check the speed. Yeah, 7 seconds faster, so it's both. It's both. I don't really play a lot of OOTD or HRE, but yeah, it's both. These men-at-arms are pretty scary, though. The Castle Age is through, but you have to wonder if it's a little too late as more men-at-arms come in behind this. The crossbows are coming out, but if you get swarmed by these men-at-arms before your crossbows manage to get out in time, you can kill the crossbows with these men-at-arms. He's off the gold. Ooh, but the crossbows are doing all right. We don't have too much pressure onto them so far. There's a lot of men-at-arms coming, though, and if, again, getting on top of these crossbows, killing these Imperial officials so the crossbows can't come out in mass, means that this men-at-arms swarm might just work. Gotta keep them coming, though. You cannot relent. Some villagers going down. That's going to even out this vill count. We want to see relics on the back. Yeah, that monastery is up. Because even if this is sort of unsuccessful per se, it's doing damage. And the damage is the important thing, especially against China. Crossbows scary though. There's already 6 crossbows out here. So very nice response from HoChunk. B-Boy gets some damage here, but isn't going to win the war or anything. He is going to use this though to secure relics. I think do we have that? I don't think we have a prelate out yet. And that's fine. That's fine. Like, I get it. I've been there. Yeah, it's hard to do everything at once, but we really need a little eco oomph to challenge China. Meanwhile, HoChunk already has that first monk coming out. Yeah, slightly faster and discounted, exactly. We do have a stable coming up for B-Boy. And yeah, the Order of the Dragon Horsemen will handle this mass quite well. And HoChunk reacts in kind. Lancers on the way out. And Lancers are pretty, like, okay for Order of the Dragon to counter. They get high value units. It's actually going to be Gilded Knights. And yeah, I like the Gilded Knight here. In fact, I kind of was hoping we'd see the Gilded Knight when he hit Castle, but we just don't have that. We do not have the Gilded Knight out. It is coming out now, though. Men-at-Arms, Knights. A little bit of Horsemen as well, queued up behind the Knight. I gotta say, HoChunk has been playing a hell of a series. These cavalry are concerning, though. Get enough of these out. And there's not a lot of great counters to the Gilded Knight. If we can secure some relics, though, that would be a lot better. Unfortunately for B-Boy, that's 3 relics coming in now. Where did he go? Sorry, one second. I lost one. There's one here. Oh, they're both here. They're just chilling outside the base. Those are relics in for HoChunk. B-Boy gonna have to rely on the cost effectiveness of this army. Ooh, I think seeing that army, you might have to just go. At this point, with the relics coming in, China's eco is going to be very strong. We have 4 relics coming back now. A 5th, honestly, on the way, yeah. If he can secure this top one. What is B-Boy's response to this? What does he want to do? He's making units. He's building up a mass. Now, he hasn't lost too much, to be fair. He lost a couple men-at-arms, but did damage in kind. It looks like we have a, I was going to say we have a Song Dynasty through, and we do. The Barbican is out. And that's going to make up some of the difference for the villagers we've lost earlier. Those Knights and Horsemen looking for some damage. Looks like a little misclick, unfortunately, on that charge. B-Boy can kill this. I wouldn't be afraid right there, but this is what I'd be afraid of. Men-at-Arms are not going to trade well against the Lancers. They do okay, though. The Lancer's forced to go elsewhere. The Horseman does go down, and most of B-Boy's army does go down as a result. And he's going to call it, just not feeling it, and he calls GG. Yeah, understandable. That is GG. 3-0 for HoChunkFrank. Very, very good series from HoChunk. B-Boy, thanks for organizing this all, by the way. I appreciate that immensely. This is a very fun event. It really inspired me to want to do more of these. So, like I said, chat, if you're interested, if you have a buddy you want to play with, please let me know. We'll organize more of these. And yeah, thank you for the series there, B-Boy. That was a lot of fun. HoChunk loves those big feudal masses. It works really well for him. And that was a very, very fun series. It's very hard to off-save. I could feel it. I definitely could tell, like, it was like, you know, if we had seen your Mongols, oh my gosh. Yeah, the main Janiques were probably, I think that game was probably one of your best chances to get a really, really good win in there. Thank you for that follow. Prince by Tor, of course. Good games, Frank. You did a very good job. Very good games on your behalf. I think the booms just really went in your favor there. Really went in your favor. Good games, guys. Thank you a lot for those games. That was a lot of fun. I didn't really intend on streaming much today, so we're just going to go ahead and raid EGC. And yeah, by the way, controller player, Frank, and booming, that was really impressive. Like I was very impressed. So anyway, good games from everybody. And we're just gonna go ahead and raid EGC. I will catch you all later. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'm just gonna go relax this weekend. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you on the other side. Like I said, message me on Discord if you're interested in your own show match.